Good evening, gentlemen, and all those pretending to be women on the internet. I am the T-Man with another Dragon's Teacast. This one's going to be an interesting one because I've basically scrapped the Teacast I was working on for like 3 freaking days for this juicy little bit that came out today. So for those who are unaware, and as usual, let me know how the audio is, if the music in the background is too soft, if I am too loud, etc. So earlier today, there was a leak, and it's an actual leak, not one of those, let's let the public know, pretend it's a leak to get the hype up. No, this is from a court document from the Xbox-Activision Microsoft merger thing. Somebody accidentally made this public. It was not meant to be public. Good with the audio? Excellent. And so I've got the leaked stuff, and of course you want to join me. Come here. What do you want? What do you want? Don't you see I'm busy? Nobody here is... Come on. This is the interloper right here. That's just getting in the way. Look at the camera, you little shit. Pay my bills. Yeah. If you donate $20, I will pet the cat. Otherwise, get out. Okay, back to the plot. So yes, this was leaked. It is the Xbox roadmap to 2030. Which is a good, well, now 6 years basically away. And there's a lot of interesting bits here. It's not a typical roadmap where they're just talking about things they like. They hate looking into the cameras for whatever reason. You mean the cats? Yes, they do. This was going to be, and like still is, a more laid-back type of stream. But there's some serious implications on what Xbox/Microsoft is working on. I'm going to use them interchangeably. You know what I'm talking about. It's cat autism. So, without further ado, and if we finish this in good time, and we won't, but if we do, talk a little bit about Unity and the stuff I've been trying to uncover with that. Maybe some more gaming talk, but the main focus is now going to be on all of this stuff. So, with that being said, I think I can just, you don't need to be looking at me. I will bring this up. This is the document that got leaked. So, first thing that should send off alarm bells to everybody. From Ashley McKissick. She, her. Pronouns. Never a good sign. Never a good sign anytime you see somebody using pronouns like this. As this goes on, I'm going to give some of my own business perspectives on things, because I am a businessman after all. Roadmap to 2030. Gaming Devices Approach Document. So here's the first little interesting thing I saw. Right off the bat, why Roadmap 2030, identify a path, blah, blah, blah. This is the money that they plan to be making by 2030. First off, they plan to have 100 million Game Pass members. Now, there's a whole mess of issues, which is it probably deserves a podcast all on its own. But the subscription services are now doing more harm than good. But that's a topic we will cover maybe some other time. They plan to make about $7 billion from hardware, 17 billion from transactions and other, which I'm guessing is sales of games and stuff. 7.8 billion subscriptions, 2.6 billion mobile transactions, and the part that really caught my eye, 1.4 billion in advertising. This is not advertising that they're going to spend. Oh my god, cats. No, nobody is donating $20. I cannot pet you. That's the deal. 100 million is a lot. I don't even think Disney got that much during COVID. Yeah, it is quite a lot. And like Joe says, great for indies, bad for publishers, referring to the subscription model. So So yeah, $1.4 billion in advertising. Again, that's not money they're spending. That's money they're getting for other people advertising on what exactly it does not say in this document, but are we going to see advertising within the games? Maybe hook it up with the mobile transactions, advertising within the mobile games? Not entirely sure. They never specify. But that's something you should think about, because we've been seeing more and more and more of these games who are doing advertising in the game itself. And it's not a good path to be on. Oh wait, that's money, not sub numbers, my bad. Well, no, the bottom part is sub numbers. So this 100 million Game Pass members, the top part is pure money. So you were right, everyone. Moving on. Gaming devices patch 2030. So, PC bros, I am sorry, but it looks like we are losing. Console business is the foundation. Consoles are considered a key health meter for the brand and will continue to drive majority of revenue and subscribers. So the focus is going to be on consoles, and I'm guessing there's going to be the same thing with Nintendo, but Nintendo actually does interesting things with the consoles, and most likely PlayStation. We're going to be left off in the dust. New endpoints are the path to 100 million members. Unlocking new off-console endpoints and improving the experience will substantially grow subscribers over the next 8 years. I don't know what off-console endpoints is, but improving the experience, we'll talk about that as we move on through this thing. I can tell them for sure they will never get me as a paying Game Pass member. I have not liked reading the chat, by the way. I have not liked the idea of having my games as a subscription service from the start of it. Correct. That's an issue that we all worry about. Controller becomes the hero. There's going to be a new controller coming out. Only thing you need to play on every device, low barrier entry, and more fuel subscriber growth. So I wonder if this means for future games, they're going to be moving away from games that focus on keyboard and mouse. That is a possibility. One I really don't like, but it is definitely a possibility. Going back to chat. They stopped giving away free games when buying CPUs/GPUs. Now they give Xbox monthly Game Pass subs out. Hard pass. No pun intended. Personalization and customization, we'll cover that when we get to it. And again, warning signs, sustainability and accessibility. Continue progress towards reduction of carbon tax impact, re-energizing our journey of inclusion. Poison words if I ever heard it. So, focus on low to mid-end PCs, consoles, high-end, audio, core, which I guess is the normal controller, elite, which can be the, elite controller. Again, Sony and Microsoft have been doing console focus since they've existed. So some of the other focuses. Browser. So this gives me a couple of questions. When they say browser for browser games, are they talking about doing what Stadia did? Which is allow people to basically play from the browsers, as well as NVIDIA, whatever their Stadia-like system is, where you can just go to a website to play the games at 4K, assuming your your monitor can handle it. Because we got mobile, smart TVs. So what I am assuming is that for the smart TVs, it's things on mobile or even the browser that you can transfer to smart TVs. Has there been any game that's been made yet, in which the primary focus was smart TVs, and then they transfer over to mobile, browser, consoles? I don't think so. I don't think anyone would be silly enough to try such a thing. It's just something that popped into my mind. Low to mid-end PCs. This is also interesting, and this is, if we go back up here, improving the experience will substantially grow subscribers. 3P streaming sticks, third-party streaming sticks, and set-top boxes. I think in the next coming years, Microsoft is going to have a strong focus on streaming and hooking themselves up with other streaming services like Paramount Plus, HBO Max, whatever else. We do also know, I'm probably going to pull it up a little bit later, they are trying to acquire a lot of people. They were trying to acquire Warner Brothers, Nintendo, which I guess that's something that's been going on for a while. And yeah, cloud device, which is separate from consoles. So again, probably trying to do what Stadia was doing, high-end PC. I tried to look up Cloudblade. All I got was Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, there you go. At least they admit Xbox is between a low-end PC and a high-end PC. You will own no games and you'll eat the Z-bugs. Again, audio core delete. Oh wait, I scrolled up an accident. I see. Alright, the path to leadership in gaming. XGP, Xbox Game Pass subscribers, all the way up from 0 to 120 million. And fiscal year 23, 24, 25, 26, yada yada yada. So, end of 24, the new Universal Wireless Controller, around looks like the mid of 2025, mid-generation consoles will get you those, and probably in time for the holidays for Generation 10 in 2028, which is, we're still 2023, so 5 years from now. So this is the breakdown. Cloud first gamers, people who play only on the cloud, or maybe that's not what it means when they say cloud first. Maybe it's people who prefer cloud because it says cloud first, not cloud only. Again, I'm kind of figuring things out as I read along with you guys. This is a much bigger pie than I was expecting. What makes me sad, which is a much smaller bit of the pie, PC first gamers, gaming PCs on GP for PC. Not very big, as you can tell. The biggest by a huge margin, even with the stuff they know and their expectations. Console first plus multi-device streamers, which would be console gamers on XGP for console and XGP Ultimate. Look at that chunk. No wonder their focus is going to be on console people. They have completely taken over. I'm sorry, PC bros. We've lost. Gaming devices, business innovation. Talking about the wireless/wired headset. Ooh, I missed a couple of things actually. Let me go back here. Sorry. That reminded me, I missed all of this. So they're focusing on a one-handed controller. Maybe very similar to the Wii U stick, and a mobile controller that, if you look at this little outline here, this kind of looks like what the Switch is. But instead, for Switch, it'll be for Xbox. And I'm saying that specifically comparing it to Switch and not something like the Steam version, whatever the hell, Steam Deck, is because these look to be maybe detachable. So audio core, delete, but they still plan to have a gaming keyboard and mouse. And separate from this, I completely missed it the first time around, handheld. They're going to look to get into the handheld business. So that's an interesting little thing that we didn't know about before. All this Game Pass on PC, make it so the PC gamers are just going to buy stuff on Steam, EGS, GOG, etc. Alright. So yeah. One-handed controller, holding partnership, I don't know who that is. Headset stuff, more headset stuff. 70% of Nolan tools we use for Inglewood, or yeah, Inglewood, how do you pronounce that? Norland. Which one was, I can't remember, but Inglewood, we'll get to that in a little bit. Controller platform. Customization in our core build process. One color / one quality, 2 routes to market. Maximize build efficiency, Starfield headset. I'm assuming when they show this to people, they have more of an explanation, because this is pretty bare bones. This doesn't really say anything by itself. Regrind and obsolescence mitigation with Feng Huang, which that is a thing which consoles do desperately need, because even with PCs, obsolescence is quite the issue. Continuity of supply, numerous efforts to ensure stock continues to flow to retail shelves, basically to make sure that you can actually get the stuff out to the people. You don't want another PS5 situation. Okay, Brooklyn, the Xbox Series S refresh. This is, scroll up here, the mid-gen consoles coming in around mid-2025. So that's a year and a half from now. Yeah, I don't like the cone look either. The most powerful Xbox ever. Now, I don't understand what's the point of saying this adorably all digital. I don't understand. Now adorably all digital. Am I just so old I don't understand the youth and what they say? Adorably all digital. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why use that adjective? No disc. I don't know about adorable. Oh, mobile controller would hook to your phone into it. Turn your phone into a Switch. That's a possibility. You scroll back up here. Actually, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Mobile controller. So, yeah, this could be your phone. Oops, going back down. All right. So, what does this new Xbox system give us? Same price, $499. Which is a pretty big deal. They're going to be upgrading it, but keeping it the same price. Okay, general stuff. 2 terabytes of storage. From what I understand, the previous one only had 1 terabyte, if even that, so at least double the space. USB-C front port with power delivery, all new, more immersive controller. Updated technologies, all new South Bridge to modernize I/O, and sustainability efforts, of course. Wi-Fi stuff, Bluetooth 5.2 radio, 6nm die shrink for... I have no idea what this is. 6nm die shrink for improved efficiency. Improved sustainability. Reduced PSU power by 15%. New low-power standby mode is 20% of current XSS standby mode. Increased use of PCR and housing to above 30%. 100% recyclable packaging. Get ready for my Xbox was broken by the time it got to me. Yash Sony, physical media dead. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'll talk about this more at the end. But at some point, people need to shift their strategy from we want this thing to happen, so we got to fight for this thing to happen, to okay, this thing is not going to happen. So now we have to choose what we're going to do now that this thing is not going to happen. I'll be talking about a lot of things which I am personally not happy with, but you got to be realistic with what's going on. So we'll cover that at the end. Nanometer die refers to the size of something in the hardware. CPU size, maybe. Gloria Zote, thank you for joining us. Alright, so that's what nanometer die means. Okay. And this is Elwood, which is the Xbox Series S refresh. Pretty much the same stuff. 1 terabyte storage, $300. And everything else pretty much the same. Sebiel, the new Xbox controller. The world's best controller. Really, cats? So anyway, the world's best controller, now playing on a screen near you. Ubiquity, play anywhere. So this is going to be the universal controller, where you can use it on the PC, of course, the Xbox systems, of course. Most likely also, mobile games. Because they've already started to do stuff like that, and just have one controller who can do all of it. It's to be expected. Direct to cloud. I don't use cloud gaming, so I'm not entirely sure what that means. What I am assuming is that if you're playing in a cloud service, but then I don't know why specify direct to cloud. I don't know what that specifically means. That's just me being old and ignorant. Seamless pair and switch. View mobile app features. See paired devices and cloud. Manage devices and accessories. Immersion. Feel the game. Precision haptic feedback. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just go ahead and look that up. 1 second. Look beforehand. Haptic feedback. This is the use of advanced vibration. Okay, vibrating in waveforms to convey information to a user or operator. VCA haptics double as speakers. Does anyone use the controller as a speaker ever? That's kind of a weird thing they've been focusing on for a while now, but I never. Let me take. Does my controller have a speaker? I don't think so. Or maybe it does. I don't know. But that's been something people keep. The PS does. Does anybody use the PS speaker for anything? I don't know. Because when I'm playing a game, I can't think of enjoying listening to the game coming from the controller. That sounds weird. If it's an Xbox controller, it doesn't. Yeah, it's an Xbox One. I just prefer the size and feel of Xbox compared to PlayStation. No console bullshit. I just have giant hands and it just fits me better. Quiet with buttons and thumbsticks. Accelerometer. I promise I am not that retarded. Sustainability. Rechargeable and swappable battery. Finally. I don't know why this is taking so long, but finally, rechargeable batteries. The controller speaker is really only for like sound effects. Okay, if it's for sound effects, that makes sense. Then I approve. Just when I hear speaker, I think of the audio of the game coming out of your controller. That can't sound good. It's interesting if someone is on a phone call or something, or random other sounds. Definitely not all the game on the controller speaker. Okay, so that's just me being dumb. Will Western gaming companies ever take the Nintendo approach of using old tech and just create good games / software, and not always make new tech the selling point? Oh, if only. If only. Again, the Nintendo Direct from last week was just, it was great. So many things actually looked fun. Like genuine fun and not, I need to find the right word for this. Fake hype? Illusionary hype? Something like that. Alright, so yeah. Finally getting a rechargeable and swappable battery. Recycled materials, no one cares. Repair and disassembly, good. We should be able to fix our own stuff. Hashtag right to repair. Durable and reliable. New modular thumbsticks. Improved longevity. Continue build improvements. Approachability. Lift to wake. So you lift it up and it turns on. Similar Xbox feel. SE, LE, XDL options as expected. I don't know what SE and LE are. XDL is Xbox Design Labs, where you can customize the controller with different colorings and whatnot. I have not touched Xbox controller since the 360, and it gave me hand cramps. Again, probably different in size. I'm 6'3", I'm giant. Xbox One is smaller than PS5 now. Maybe I'll take a second look, I don't know. I also like the circular buttons more than whatever PS5, not PS5. I don't remember last time I held a PS controller, but in general, it just feels better in my hands. Again, I have no dog in the fight of the console wars, and I will gladly switch over to the PS1 if it turns out it is better. Alright, what do we got here? Mid-gen goals. One of the goals is to delight players, everybody. True vision. I can't highlight. There we go. True visionaries. Delight the players. God bless you. Enable creators. Unlock ubiquity. Are they even using a... Hold on. The fact of appearing everywhere or being very common, ubiquity, yeah. So I'm not. Oh, what they're probably talking about. Okay, I'm thinking a little bit too much broad brush here. Probably talking about games that you can play on the console, on the PC, on the mobile, on the cloud, and using it in that way. Okay, I got it. I was thinking in a different, more abstract sense. Drinking me some tea. Address, customer feedback. Increase storage. Okay, XDL for consoles. This is a new thing. XDL for consoles, which is, again, Xbox Design Labs. You can modify the consoles for different looks and whatnot. Updated controller. Maintain technology leadership. Okay, so just general bullshit. More bullshit. Enable richer gaming experiences. Direct to cloud controller. That's... You know what? Hold on. I'm going to look that up. Direct to cloud controller, because... Cloud controller. Let me look this up real quick. X360 cover, direct to cloud. Business, okay, blah, blah, blah. This isn't talking about controllers. Get out of here. Like, this isn't a controller that contains the cloud in it, and you can just hook up the controller to your TV via Bluetooth, and suddenly you get access to a cloud. I'm assuming that's not what they're talking about. If it is, that's really interesting. I never did Stadia, so I don't know how the Stadia controller did things. I guess I'm somewhat of a boomer when it comes to this technologically stuff. I wonder who this doc is for given the language. Yeah, it's almost definitely investors. Buzzwords. Oh god, fucking buzzwords. So the original plan for this live stream was going to talk about Unity. And I was looking up, actually you can see it on screen, stuff about Iron Source, which was a big talking point, and just so many mindless, pointless talking points about everything. It drove me insane. But that's not what we're going to be covering. Ah, no. Hey. Reopen close tab. There we go. Oh, God. 12 for this shit. Back to the plot. So direct to cloud controller. Get into games quicker with extra I/O lanes. Reduce developer friction. I wonder what they're talking about here. Fast controller charging. Drive growth plus competitiveness on console. So just generic stuff you expect. We're going to do things better. Okay, it basically has its own Wi-Fi connection to connect to the game without passing through your device that you're playing on. Okay, interesting. Again, I'm not a cloud player, so it would not be of my focus. Voice of the player, nobody cares. So the game that you lose. Launch timelines. Now I wonder if they're going to change anything since all of this stuff leaked. Because aside from us, it also leaked to the competitors. So Sony is going to see this. So now Sony and Xbox are going to be playing a little bit of a blind chess game with their launches and whatnot. Right. So, in 2024, Sybil, which is the launch of the new controller, $70 in end of May, beginning of June, probably just purely end of May, 2024, which is for September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's 8 months. That's a while. Okay. More importantly, Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo is ahead of all of them. And then Xbox Gaming Beat. I don't know what this... Oh, this is the announcements. Okay. Okay, so they're going to announce this in... Someone probably... Who knows? But the launch, end of May. And in June, they're going to announce Elwood and Brooklyn, which is the new Xbox consoles. Nothing all the way until end of August 2025. End of August, that's interesting. So first going to launch Elwood, which is the smaller, the lesser important of the two. The 1 terabyte, the Series S version of this. At end of August. And then end of October, just in time for the holiday season, Brooklyn's going to launch. Which is the Super Series X. Appa, what in the hell are you doing? What? Cats. Anyway. Additional storage options announced / available in fiscal year 25 H2. Not sure what H stands for. Hour? Probably not. 60-day separation between launches enables dialogue with different audiences. What does this mean? Enables dialogue with different audiences. What dialogue? I don't understand what they're trying to even say here. Allows us to focus on new improvements in Sybil. Tell stories beyond console. What does this mean? Come on, you. Can't highlight. Tell stories beyond console. It means we're all talking about Starfield and Unity. Feedback? Why didn't they just say feedback if this is what this means? Enables dialogue just between launches, enables feedback. Dialogue with different audiences. God. Tell stories beyond console. Is this also feedback? Tell stories beyond console. Adds value to Brooklyn and Elwood at announce. Gives Elwood its own moment earlier in the holiday time frame to maximize sales. Last Chance Edith, 512 gigabits at $199 as Black Friday before EOL. EOL, end of launch? A marketing person made this, yeah, I can tell. Do investors even bother to read this jargon? Probably not. Again, I'm assuming this is a PowerPoint presentation. They put the stuff on the screen and they begin talking. It's why, if we scroll back up over... Where is it? What is it? This. Regrind and obsolescence mitigation with Feng Huang. I'm assuming Feng Huang was going to talk about this in person, which is why it's just kind of like a random thing that, if it's purely reading, has no point in being there. But if it's a presentation and Feng Huang can talk about it, then, well, you gotta think. Oop, went too far. Where are we? Brooklyn Live just in time for gifting season, but except from Elwood. Yeah, I can... Yeah, it's a good idea. Actually, it's end of life, right? It's a good idea, but can backfire terribly. Now I'm thinking about it. If Elwood, which is the lesser Xbox, launches with a bunch of issues and problems and bugs and red rings of death, that's going to be really bad for Brooklyn. However, if it launches and everything is fantastic and people are loving it, that by itself will drive the hype for Brooklyn. So it's a double-edged marketing tactic, which puts all the chips on Elwood turning out to be great. If you do it well, you're going to succeed. If things go wrong and you get red rings of death everywhere, ooh, that's going to be bad for Brooklyn sales. Yep, EOL means end of life. Start build, end of life. I had a Brooklyn launch. Brooklyn arrives just in time, blah, blah. All right. Mid-gen devices line up, delivering on player needs. Series S, Series X, X in XDL. So this is, I'm assuming, the new control, not the new console stuff. People will get one or the other. I got an SNES when N64 came out. So S will be 10 gigabits of RAM, level 216, 4 TF, 12 TF. What does the TF stand for? Anybody know? Anybody help me out here? 1440p, 4K, TF. Oh, GPU TF. Teraflops. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Again, I'm not as hooked in as the rest of you youngins. Content delivery, all digital. All digital. There will be no discs. Okay, this is all pretty much just generic stuff. These are the controllers. Bonnie. They don't explain what Bonnie is, and I don't know what Bonnie is. I have not seen it anywhere. Bonnie Pro. So I'm not sure what project Bonnie is. Inbox accessories, they'll come with a new controller, HDMI cable, power cable, USB, okay, it's all the same old stuff. Sustainability, all of it is enhanced. ID refresh, I don't know what ID refresh is. Light, all new, large. Teraflop is a unit of floating point arithmetic, if I recall correctly. It's a computing term generally used for graphical computations. Okay. What's going on over here? I'm confused. Elwood is Series S, Brooklyn Series X, but they're announcing their release? Yes. So, again, this was never meant to leak. This is for investors and whatnot. So what this is, it's telling investors when they plan to announce. Now, here are the scenarios which, without them giving more speaking roles to this stuff, I'm kind of having a hard time figuring out what they're trying to say. So, deliver full Fair Haven vision, limit Fair Haven investment. I'm not familiar with these terms, and I don't want to be speaking out my ass, so I want to avoid that. 3-year volume, which is how many consoles they plan to sell or have, not sure. 27 MAD, not sure. What my guess is if things work out well, what they expect. If things work out bad, what they expect. That is my guess at what all this is. Okay, that's the consoles, controllers. 3-year volume. Oh, notes, baseline volumes in GM without branded upside. Several BOP per unit financials. Assumptions. Yep, assumptions. This is all just... This is fancy guesswork. That's probably why I've been so confused. How the current volume and GMU assumptions. Current gaps in fiscal year 23 to reach 2030 goals. Give me some more tea. So what's been funded? The cloud console, nicknamed Keystone. They have not really talked much about it here, but so they're going to have a cloud console. Right, Xbox is Microsoft. No, they're not connected to Google. Just thinking out loud. They're basically going to try and do a better version of Google, I guess, of Google Stadia. Gen 10 investigations have been funded, so research and development, the mid-gen consoles, the wireless headsets, code controller, SW security, just security stuff, the Xbox Design Lab and SELE for the controller, I'm still not sure what SELE is. So things are not currently funded or resourced. The Elite controller, the Luxury controller, console customization via XDL, oh, that's not currently funded or resourced. PC accessories, accessibility portfolio, new cloud server blade. Again, I don't know what that is. Repairability/sustainability progress. Audio portfolio expansion. Waterloo/Millis, I'm guessing that's the code names for new headsets. And then not in scope first party, so this is stuff they're giving away to third party stuff. Earbuds, media remote, mobile controller, and handheld. Wait, handheld? Their handheld console they're trying to make? That's gonna be third party? I don't know if I like that. Open items, watch list, Sybil full product revision, not currently approved due to GM%. Not sure what GM% is. Watch launch timing for Sybil. So I'm guessing this is just saying, hey, these things might change. That's my guess here. USB front port inconsistencies on consoles. Impacts accessories cable. 1P, one player game content moment. Time of release till TBC. So blah, blah, blah. Next step. GLT feedback and devices. Follow up with Phil and Tim on priorities and resources. Final ace, go for a roadmap and kick off collaboration work with teams. Okay. Ooh, did I miss it? There was a whole section of stuff I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Might be one of these other tabs I got open. Scrolling, I'm not seeing it. Nope, it's not here. So let me see. Messages. I'll look at that a little bit later. Actually, I can look at it from a different window. Alright, it's not this. Oh, because there was something else I wanted to talk about. So again, Xbox trying to buy Nintendo, possibly Warner Brothers, Valve, and more. Xbox handheld, yeah. There we go. So, Oblivion and Fallout 3 remaster/remakes. So that was in the plans as well. Red Dead Redemption 2 next gen, Xbox Cloud Console, Indiana Jones, Dishonored 3, the next Doom game. Elder Scrolls 6 was originally planned for 2024. Ghostwire Tokyo 2, shooting for 100 million Game Pass subscribers next 8 years or less. Cloud gaming smart TV apps spreading to more TVs. New Elite controller, premium controller in the plans. Where is... Ooh, I think this was it. Oh no, it was actually all of these guys. Okay. Give me one moment. I got a cough. You guys can all see it, right? I've not accidentally closed it out. Okay, good. Well, good luck with Nintendo and Valve, which isn't even public. Next Doom game I'm interested. I read about it was Doom 0 or something along those lines. It's supposed to be like a prequel, I think. Something like that. Anyway, back to the plots. Alright, genetic stuff. Combined power of the clients and cloud to deliver deeper immersion, entirely new classes of game experiences. So here is the real big things I want to talk about. This is my oh damn moments. New classes of game experiences. Let's talk about that. Optimized for real-time gameplay and creators, enable new levels of performance beyond capabilities. Okay, Okay, this is just basic improve the computer, next gen ray tracing, illumination, so just again better graphics, etc. Thin OS, lacking thin OS for less than 99 consumer handheld devices. That's cute. Okay, so 2001, 2005, 13, 20, 28, the next gen. Immersive game and app platform. Where is here? Alright. Cloud to edge architecture across silicon, graphics, and OS enabling ubiquitous play, AI and ML enablement, optimization, acceleration of game performance, blah blah blah. So at first, I thought all they were referring to was just DLSS or things along those lines. And if I can get you the right screen, there we go. This is what I was looking for. So, color-coded. If it's green like this, established projects in Microsoft Gaming. This is sets and done. Orange is research and proof of concept. And white is we're thinking about it. So DLSS for game performance, frame rate interpolation. It basically just means putting more frames in it. I'm not sure why they separate it like this, because isn't this what this is supposed to do? xCloud latency compensation, game experiences, AI agent, codecs and RL based. I don't know what codecs and RL based is, but I know what AI agents are. Matchmaking, player ranking, creative efficiency, AI game testing, procedural content generation. So think along the lines of Dwarf Fortress or what other games? Can't remember. But basically, the game creates the content as you go along. AI created games, essentially. Physics/inverse kinematics. It's just physics. Minecraft is Alright. DLSS is upscaling. DLSS 3 is frame generation. Okay, interesting. Interpolation is what makes TV smoother than 30 FPS and has noticeable delay. More hyped about Oblivion Remastered. Hope they fix the leveling system. Still better than Blizzard games. We already know that Activision is already implementing AI moderation on voice chat right now through ToxMod. Yeah, that's a bad thing. There's a lot of procedural generation in open world survival craft game. I don't play those games, so I don't know how those work. So I'm wondering how it would work. One of the fears I have, somebody else brought this up, I can't remember who. One of the fears I have for Elder Scrolls 6 is that good old Todd Howard is going to try and make it procedural content generation style, where the content is generated as opposed to they just... Basically, he's trying to do what he did with Starfield, but with Elder Scrolls. Oblivion's dungeons was procedurally generated. Are you sure about that? Hold on a second, I gotta look that up. Go over here. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Oh. Generation. Bethesda developed and implemented procedure content generation tools in the creation of Oblivion's terrain. But I don't think dungeons in Overworld are randomly generated during their creation, and then they are static. Meaning after they're designed, the dungeons are all as is and don't change. The things that change in the game are the loot, which is random and also changes based on your level, as does the armor, the enemy's weight, etc., and the types of enemies that you encounter. So what I am wondering is, did Bethesda use... You know what? Hold on a second. Go back to this. I'm just gonna call it PCG. Let's shorten PCG. Did Bethesda use PCG in the making of the game of Oblivion, and then modify it, alter it, etc., and then solidify it so everybody has the same game? Or when you start up Oblivion as a player, does the game do PCG for you at the start of the game? Which would make guides and whatnot kind of unlikely. And I mean, Oblivion was what, 2006? I think. Let me see. When did Oblivion come out? Yeah, March 20th, 2006. I don't know if they had the technology back then. Let's see. So when they're making the game, they use it, but bake it into the game so they're all the same in the end. Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about here. The focus of this is... Actually, no. Actually, I take that back. You might be right. Creative efficiency. So this is not in the game itself. Alright, I'm mistaken. What I was thinking with this was that in the game itself, at the same time, NLP dialogue generation. I think I looked this up. Hold on. Yeah, that's what this was. NLP dialogue generation. This is basically conversation agent, like a chatbot. So like chat, I don't even remember what the hell it was called. Chat GP CP. Can't even remember what it was called. I'm too old for this shit. Just want to play my damn games. Not you. There we go. Chat GPT. There we go. Neurolinguistic programming? Possibly. So, generating dialogue through something like Chat GPT, which I'm not sure. But one thing, the main thing that I want to point out, yeah, Chat GPT. Just be careful if you trash Todd Howard, because he might send Keanu Reeves after you. If you get the references, you get the reference. I do not. But let's take a look at here. AI, basically. AI. Kinematics. Well, I guess they could manually, but guessing by 3 of the 4, they're also thinking along the lines of AI. Most or all of this focused is AI. If we go back here, game experiences, AI agent, codex and RL based. Let me see if I can look this up. RL based. RL-based recommendation system. Let me see. Reinforcement learning based recommender systems. What is all this? Recommender systems have become an inseparable part of our everyday lives. So it's basically like a recommendation algorithm. Traditionally, recommended product considered to be a classification or prediction. Okay. Now, widely agreed that formulating it as a sequential decision problem can better reflect the user and system interaction. Therefore, it can be formulated as a Markov decision progress. Okay, let me find a different site. Dumb it down for us. At least for me. We present reinforcement learning-based approach to implement recommender systems. Results are based on real-life wellness app. Advanced artificial intelligence. It's AI, but chatbots. Yeah, chatbots to provide a highly personalized and yeah, it's AI chatbot-like stuff. back here. So again, game experiences. So this is just match player stuff, but this is AI stuff. AI all over the place. Player services, safety and toxicity. Personalization and discovery, support services, live ops, engagement and retention management, monetization improvement. Monetization improvement. The good old pay $1 to reload. That's what I'm envisioning here. Taking all writing out of games is a terrible idea. Bethesda used I forgot the PCG. Bethesda used PCG for the basis when designing dungeons, but they look at that basis and handcraft dungeons out of it. So each save has the same dungeons and over. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then cloud resource optimization. It's too much focus on AI all over the place. It seems like that is where Xbox wants to put the chips. Now, what is this? I didn't see this before. Timely schedule. So the original timely schedule, because this was made, I think, in 2022. So this was all last year stuff that they showed to people. So 2023, the originally planned edit is Doom Year Zero and DLC, one planned title. Project Kestrel, I don't know what that is. Elder Scrolls Online expansion. Project Platinum, don't know what that is. 2024, Elder Scrolls 6 expansion, whatever this is. Licensed IP game. Fallout 3 remastered. Elder Scrolls Online expansion. Ghostwire Tokyo sequel. Dishonored 3 and Doom Year Zero DLC. So in 2022 was supposed to be the plan for Oblivion Remastered. So it might be done at this point, and they're either fine-tuning it or they're waiting for the right time to release it. But it's been, we're closing 2023 at this point. It's what's today? 20th? 19th? Today's the 19th. So we're less than 2 weeks out of Quarter 4 of 2023. And they still have not so much as announced it. I can't wait to not care about that one. Starfield. They were going to release. Well, COVID. I can't blame them too much. But this came out 2 years late. So they seem to be behind 2 years of everything. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, so we saw all this, we saw all this, we saw all this. What is this? This doesn't say anything. Wildcards, very low. D&D? T2/Red Dead Redemption 2? That's what I'm thinking. What would T2 be? I'm not sure. D&D for Generation 9? This be Baldur's Gates they were talking about? Something's very low, something's medium. They don't know what they took this from. Not much else going on here, but you get the idea. What was this? Elder Scrolls 6, okay, that's just more release stuff. What is this? Microsoft statements on X. Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be not on the PlayStation. In order to be on Xbox, I want us to be able to bring the full, complete package of what we have. And that would be true when we think about Elder Scrolls 6. So Elder Scrolls 6 right here. Existing IP. Multiplayer? No. Cross-platform? No. Release on PlayStation? No. See? Release on PlayStation? No. No Elder Scrolls 6 on PlayStation. Release date, TBC, but expected 2026 or later now. Sony sisters don't feel so good. Yeah. Deathloop, Ghostwire, Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, Starfield, blah blah. Nobody cares. Alright. Microsoft telling the FTC in 2022 that 6 may be released only on Xbox. Yeah. People trying to comment on stuff. Who is this guy anyway? Covers video games for Axios. August 2020, Phil Spencer, which is Xbox dude, multiple prospects of buying Nintendo or Valve, said Microsoft's board are fully supportive on either if opportunity arises. Thought outside investment in Nintendo might create more opportunity for Microsoft, but I don't think a hostile action would be a good move. Unredacted document was released as part of a trove of documents and FTV versus Microsoft. Let's see if we get anything else. By Nintendo Valve. Judge, I signed an order today that says Microsoft provide the link to documents. Microsoft planned on a $1.5 billion hardware subsidy for Xbox Series S or X/S sales in the first year. Subsidy, okay. It's been a while since I've had to use these damn terms. Wait, hold on, go back here. One clear takeaway from internal leaks is that Xbox team is very bullish on creating broad gaming content platform that transcends consoles. Why? Because you get to extract monthly subscription fees and commissions across a unified storefront on multiple devices. For players, the value add is easy access to it's easy to access lots of content. For devs, it's hedging risk on new genres and franchises by making revenue curves longer and more predictable. Let's see if there's anything else. Unity stuff, story behind the story. FTC says don't blame us for the leak. Not responsible, so it must be somebody from Microsoft's end. Okay, so enough of that. Let me go back to minimize that. Get out of here. Here. And back to me. So here is what I am thinking with all of this AI talk. I made the video on my worries about AI. I've talked about it pretty extensively. We've all talked about it for years, our worries about going diskless and no longer having physical copies of stuff. We've talked for years about how consoles really hold back gaming because the consoles end up being, what's what I'm looking for? Not obliterated. My God, it's not the O word. Basically being suboptimal by the time they release. It's looking like all the stuff we've been afraid about it's just going to happen. I don't see a path. I just got here. Why we jumping from Xbox merger to AI? Oh, Hamdrew. The reason why obsolete. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. The reason we jumped to AI is because, well, actually, I'll pull this up again for you. Which screen? It's this screen. Go here. This, go back. I have like 20 screens up right now. This is part of Xbox's plans on things. So game experiences, AI agents, codecs, and RL based. So just doing a lot of stuff with AI. creative efficiency, AI game testing, procedural content generation, mod AI, NLP dialogue generation, ChatGPT AI, physics inverse kinematics, which is how things move. This could be done physically, but at least 3 of the 4 is AI. And even things that are not specifically mentioned as AI, safety and toxicity, they're relying on the AI stuff. So just a lot of focus on AI all over the place. That is why we are talking about AI. It seems like they're going to be investing heavily in AI stuff. Automation has been standard for a long time. Yes, it's been standard for a long time, but it's increasing just point we're going to try and put it now in games. And to what extent, we don't know because we just have the slides. But if I was to guess, if I was to be a betting man, AI NPCs could be cool if implemented well. They could, yeah. I'm not getting into my concerns with the idea if implemented well. Oh yeah, I can now do this. Microsoft is pushing GPT real hard. Game testing and engine physics makes sense for AI though. Game testing, engine physics, yes. Game testing. Oh, so instead of people manually game testing and finding the bugs, AI find the bugs, then yeah, that does make sense. My main concern is making games based on AI. So, like, Starfield had the whole content procedural generation stuff with the planets, right? There's a lot of people, myself included, who have a concern that that's what they're going to try and do with Elder Scrolls 6. Because Todd has said some things to kind of imply he is thinking in that direction. And one of the things we were talking about earlier is that Xbox said, hey, our biggest focus is going to be on consoles. And they had a screen up. I can get it to it from here. Bam, scroll. More scrolling. There we go. Which from a business perspective, I can't really blame them. If we look over here, look at the size of console first plus multi-device gamers compared to just PC first or cloud first. Over 50% they project. It's definitely over 50% here. Oh yeah, my mouse is mousing over not the right screen, but you get the idea. So it's looking like PC bros are not going to be coming out on top. I'm not talking about in the sense of the game development. I'm talking about the sense of in the game itself. Where when you as a player start up a game, things become AI generated. That is the main concern that I have. For more direct reasons and more abstract reasons. Wait, screens. I will say it's been done right before. Deep Rock Galactic has 100% procedural levels, and it's an amazing game. I did play it for a little bit, and it is a good game. For a couple of hours that I played. Daggerfall and Oblivion, was it not the case where when they were creating the games, they did the procedural generation and then modified it by their own hand to make it something better, basically? What I'm talking about is after the game is complete and after they launch it, things become procedurally generated. That is what I'm talking about. I'm all for AI, but you know Xbox will use lobotomized AI. That is the concern. Daggerfall. One says it was generated. The other one says no. I don't know who to believe. They will use procedural generation for games where content needs to be hard crafted, and will use AI just because it's the trend. Taking out the human element is not something I want to see happen, even if it might be easier in the long run. But again, it might just be old man T-Man just saying, don't get with the times and whatnot. Daggerfall was not handcrafted after being PCG, so he just auto-generated and just launched it. I don't know the history behind all that stuff. But you get the idea. It's looking more and more like AI is going to be the future of these games. And so I feel like I need to shift my focus for future plans from trying to stop AI sinking into stuff to it's going to be everywhere. There's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. And I got to be able to plan ahead for that. That is where my prediction is in terms of where the future of gaming is going. As again, on the previous chart, it was just AI, AI, AI all across the board. Everyone's talking about AI, they're constantly trying to improve it. Man, what do you guys think? Is this just me being an old man and saying, confound your technology? Do you think my worries are pointless? Or do you kind of see the things that I see when I close my eyes and see a bit more of a bleaker world? I mean, think of one of the first ways they try to use AI in the middle of your games, which is the AI detection thing to detect if you're being hateful and trying to ban people from games. It is inevitable, yes. Some of Daggerfall was built for purpose, much was procedural generation. I never played Daggerfall, so I don't know the history about it. Daggerfall was Elder Scrolls 2, if memory serves. 3 was Morrowind, 4 was Oblivion, yeah. Also, I'm really like, did I miss much? Have they said anything? Oblivion Remake Social Node was planned for 2023. No, it was planned for 2022. Yeah. They plan to release Elder Scrolls Oblivion and Fallout 3 in 2022. But they haven't. So it seems like the game is probably done, and they're just waiting for a good time, or they're just fixing up the little bits and pieces here and there. My prediction is that it'll be like 3D art tools in game engines. They will always need a person to do it well, and it just speeds up production. I hear what you're saying. There is a thought in my head. Let me see if I can properly formulate it. Alright, so give me a second. I need to close my eyes. I'm not looking at damn screens. This kind of ties in with my research into Unity from the past couple of days, as well as Iron Source, and why they are going the path they are going, what happened with that. Who is Iron Source? Who's on the board? What type of stuff have they been involved in, etc. They're connected with things like Candy Crush and whatnot. They were part of the group of people who helped design it to be addictive as it is, meant for normies and casual people. The scummy monetization practices that we see used by all mobile games at this point. They were part of the people who helped create such a horrible system, specifically targeting normies. One of the concerns that we had was these normies getting into the games don't fucking believe this shit. In the middle of my fucking speech, really? Okay. Am I back? So, what am I supposed to do now? I ended up pretty well, I thought. The whole speech I was giving. I don't know at what point it cut off either. What kind of pure Illuminati bullshit is this? Are you kidding me? Like the one goddamn time I feel like I can speak like myself after I close my goddamn eyes and just be able to speak from the heart like I tend to do when I'm not in front of a goddamn microphone. And the one goddamn time this actually happens, can someone explain this to me? What that glitch was? Why it happened? Why it went away? Anything? Anyone? Ended on normies. The rage that is building up inside me is... Where's the music stuff? Your eyes closed. Was the cherry on top? Yeah, my eyes were closed. I couldn't even see it. That's never happened before. Only at this fucking moment this happened. I guess I'll try it again. For now, I am completely out of my fucking element. Or maybe I'm not, because now I'm just pissed the fuck off at this shit. I have no explanation. I don't even know what to do to make sure it doesn't happen again. Oh, if I was somebody who fucking mattered in this goddamn planet, I would call conspiracy on this. But... Alright. Trying it again, I guess. Trying it again. So, where'd you say left off on? Ended on normies getting into games. Yeah, that was all the way back in like the fucking beginning. No, I'm gonna have to give a too long didn't read version. So with games like Candy Crush and what Iron Source was doing, people were afraid that nobody's gonna get into games and basically ruin it. They spent all that time developing the crafts and getting better at the monetization practices and basically just sucking lifeblood out of people. And what I fear, because we've seen the monetization practices getting worse and worse and worse. It's not gotten better. It's only gotten worse. So what I fear with AI is they're not going to use the AI stuff to generate stuff in-game for the sake of creating an actual good game, something beautiful, something that'll stand the test of time. The test of time. They're not looking to create another Baldur's Gate 3 with AI. They're looking to create another Diablo 4 or another Candy Crush or another FIFA and just all the other 2K, 24, etc. games. I fear that is what we're going to use AI for, and I fear it's going to work, and it's going to be so successful that the market for making another Baldur's Gate 3 is going to shrink and shrink to the point where no investor is going to want to touch it. And it's just going to be not what's the word I'm looking for? Not user friendly. Not smart for any actual developer to try and make a game based on quality like that. We need to do some AI generated bullshit with its focus being on monetization and just scumming money from people. So combining AI with that type of psychology, that is what I fear. I just try to push every normie I meet to better so that he can enjoy the things I enjoy, which admittedly requires more thinking than normies are used to. The way I said before was much better. I can't fucking believe this. Question. We meme on Candy Crush, but there's a market for it. Why can't we coexist? These shit games have existed even before smartphones. That is a good question. Let me try and calm down a little bit so I can answer it. The reason why is after a certain point, it's the same reason that I outlined in my Why Can't People Just Enjoy Things live stream from 1 or 2 live streams ago. It's because there's only a finite amount of money, finite amount of attention, finite amount of energy. And if something starts to drag down the quality of whatever art craft you're producing, while at the same time siphoning away all these resources, it's going to lead to like how we see modern art today, where it's just full of people pissing on walls or taping a banana to a ceiling and calling it art and making the real money. It's how we see things like the bean mouth and the Cal arts overtaking all of animation, at least in the West, versus something with a bit more quality and pizzazz to it. It's because it doesn't just exist. It starts to destroy the stuff around it. Just because #not all does not mean that when a problem like this arises, it's not gonna cause more of these issues. Think of something like the Battle Pass. And how many games implement this Battle Pass bullshit to make you pay for stuff? Just over and over and over again. And if you don't jump through the hoops that they want you to jump through, you lose all that shit. And yet, imagine how much better if those AI tools become cheaper and get into the hands of Lady Studios or the like. If is the key word here. We have seen the companies and corporations get scummier and scummier and scummier as time goes on. It's only gotten worse. It's only been getting worse for years now. Deluxe edition with partial soundtrack and digital art book. It's hard to describe all of the moving pieces in what I'm trying to say, because a lot of it involves abstract things, like the way humans behave and the way they move and the way they react to these things. If the money starts to flow towards shit, that's what people are going to focus on. They're going to focus on the shit. Baldur's Gate 3 was not an anomaly in terms of quality. It was an anomaly in terms of success. It also discourages devs to make good games when they know they can make more money easily. Yeah, that's a big one. Use myself as an example. These shitty live streams that I do. These shitty live streams making more money than almost all of my other projects, which I actually put time and effort into. Somebody put a comment on my 4-hour Epic of Dragon Ball vid saying it's a shame how much hard work you put into this and only 400 views. Less than 400 views. It got so bad that I could not keep it up anymore. And so now I gotta do these shitty live streams with the occasional super chat, because that occasional super chat will make me just thousands of times more money per hour spent than any of these other projects would actually write up a script and do editing. That's why so much of YouTube's quality videos are just going down the shitter. Why so many people are doing reaction content. Because they make more money if you're doing nothing but reacting compared to the people who actually make the product. I always have the same tools that made shitty $5 app crap games used to only be available to multi-million-dollar studios. Expand on that. What do you mean? There's a ton of CRPGs that don't get any media attention but are still amazing. Yeah. Like a Divinity Original Sin 2. But before Baldur's Gate 3 came out and Larian Studios became such a household name, almost no one even knew about it. So those amazing games existed, but they didn't have the name of D&D or Baldur's Gate attached to it. That's really the crux of the issue. What's going on over in Rumble? I have not looked at Rumble. We can coexist if they could stand to make them not predatory addiction whale bait. Well, that's the problem. If. But they won't. They haven't. Basically, Larian will get these tools eventually, just like game devs of old. They get adopted. When it gets made, they become cheaper. Just thinking about it. I am looking into nothing, but I just don't see it working out as well as that. I've been talking for a while about how the quality of games have just been declining over and over again. And how these studios don't need to change because as much shit as Diablo has been getting lately with Diablo 4 and just all the things people are complaining about and saying that this is terrible, they're never gonna buy another Diablo again, blah blah blah. All Blizzard needs to do is announce Diablo 5. They can announce Diablo 5 tomorrow. And people will still gush over it. It's the circle of shit. New tools drop, people abuse it, someone new comes along and becomes a new thing. Not really. Nowadays, used to be the case back in the day. Before Baldur's Gate and Larian Studios, because we had Elden Ring. What was before that? So before 2022, of Baldur's Gate 3 and Elden Ring. They announced the patch or something for Diablo 4 and people ate it up. Yeah. People keep eating this shit up. It's amazing how many... I'll just keep going back to my prime examples. The, FIFA 2K games, NFL 2K whatever, the NBA 2K whatever. Just every single game, every single year, has like 0.0001 rating. But every single year, people still put hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into maybe getting the player they want so they can play the game they say is shit and has shit gameplay and shit graphics and say it's awful and they hate it and they're sick of the companies doing this. And then 2K25 is going to come out. They're going to buy it again. They're going to buy more of the packs. They're going to complain about how shitty it is. Complain about the graphics. Complain about the gameplay. 2026 is going to come around. They're going to do it again. This is the path that I have been seeing for how many years now? I kind of lost count. Resident Evil remakes were good all around. That's good to hear. If normies in overall market also support good games, then more investors will fund good games rather than in games like Candy Crush. Yes. But again, it's that word if. So there's some behind the scenes things that you guys don't know about. That this is just, pressing a button that has begun to emerge behind the scenes with the stuff you're saying. I'm not saying this out of anger towards you or anything like that. It's that fucking word if. If things go the way that they should. Something I haven't talked about yet is I kind of feared for this whole roadmap to 2030 thing, because unless the Soviets showed us, these 5-year plans generally don't pan out too well. A book I read a long time ago called The Strategy Paradox talked about a lot, where companies keep making these grand 10-year plans, and by year 2 of 10, it's never what they expected. And you can see it here. They plan to release the remakes of Oblivion and Fallout 3 in 2022. We're closing in on 2024 and not even an announcement. Shit keeps happening. Yeah. But what if what you're saying didn't happen? When you try and work around the concept of ignoring the ifs, God, your entire structure of reality changes, I swear. It's difficult to really it's difficult to really explain it until you've had a shit ton of experience with it, and you just smorgasbord of these what-if situations and all the things that have come from it, and God, I'm going to be getting too off into the weeds if I go down this rabbit hole. That is the definition of insanity. If was a fifth T-Man would be drunk. Even the most detailed and well thought out battle plans doesn't survive the first volley. Something I've been learning with my tea shop as well. This isn't even directly put into the tea shop, though it does apply to it retroactively. Alright. Yeah, I can't keep going down these rabbit holes. Don't ignore the ifs, just estimate them correctly. Elden Ring was Game of the Year. AC6 and BG3 are doing great. Yes. There are indeed exceptions. Their quality was not an anomaly, but their success, I would say, were. One of the things I wondered, and I don't have any way to measure this whatsoever, so it's almost a pointless thought exercise, but what if George R. R. Martin's name was not attached to Elden Ring? Because there was a lot of normies and first-time Souls-like gamers who took up Elden Ring. And I know at least some did it because they heard George R. R. Martin's name attached to it. Am I playing Starfield? I am not playing Starfield. I am playing, however, Mortal Kombat 1, which I'm not a fighting games guy, and the game, I have just fallen in love with it. The plotline has been amazing. The feel of the characters has been great. I'm loving it. If only this was a philosophy-themed YouTube channel, then I could do more stuff with that. But it is not. It is just an anime and video game. I guess tea as well. By the way, go buy my tea. Or wait until Thursday. Thursday, I'm going to make a nice big announcement in terms of a massive giveaway I'm going to be doing. The people who are on the Discord already know about it. And just wait for that announcement. I think a lot of them was word of mouth for Dark Souls Ultimate Version. I have to try it. Possibly. Again, it's a pointless thought exercise because I have no way of measuring how many people would not have played without that name attached. For all I know, it could be the same. For all I know, more people could have played than that have bought the game. And more people walked away because they heard George R. R. Martin's name attached to it. And they thought Game of Thrones Season 8. I have no way of knowing one way or the other at this point. So yeah, at this point I'm getting the good old mental fatigue. Cover pretty much what I want to cover. Maybe next week we can talk more. Maybe that'll be next week's theme. Talking about the ifs and the what ifs. With things like AI generation and where things can go. Just what are the chances of the stream cutting out like it did? In the middle of me talking. You saw my hands, I didn't click on anything. Yeah. Alright, so with all of that, talk about Unity. No, I'm tired. Talk about Unity next week. Maybe I will talk about... It depends on how they update it. Because when they said, hey, we've heard you're going to change your things, it kind of threw a lot of what I was going to do today out the window. But since we got these leaks, it all kind of worked out. The thing that really confused me with Unity, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of a sabotage thing, if I want to quickly touch upon it, is several board members sold off most or even 100% of their stock up to the day before they made this announcement. So they knew this was going to be unpopular. They knew. And they sold the stock. So my question is, if they knew this was going to tank, what caused them to do it? Was it the particular ones who sold off stock were outvoted? And so they said, fine, assholes, I know how this is going to go. Is it somebody trying to tank the stock value for some reason? And if so, for what reason? I mean, if they want to... Because Unity is one of... I think Unity is bigger than Unreal Engine. And those are the top two engines that are used by game developers. The money was coming in. They had no reason, from what I've seen of the financials, no reason whatsoever to change anything. Money was coming in more than they could spend. So this was a pointless change. I don't know who suggested it. Fuck, I closed out all the damn things. I'm talking about the individuals. So, for example, board member number 1 sold off 100% of his personal stock. And then I looked up that board member, and I'm looking at the stuff he thinks and believes. He does not seem the type of guy to do scummy stuff like this. Like, that's not his route to making money. I can pull up the names again if you wish. Give me a sec. Maybe I can pull out the games or the names again. Let's see. What if I do this? Reopen, close tabs. There we go. I can pull up the specific names and you can look it up specifically. Just gonna go here and then show on stream. All right. So this guy, I believe, is the one who did the 100% sell-off. So you can look up his name and look up stuff on that. And then the other guy, Timur Barziv. He was the CEO for Iron Source. which is this company, which revolves around basically all the marketing and promotion and monetization stuff around companies. Things like Candy Crush. And what else did he make? So this one, yeah, but I guess pretty much any of the Zynga type games, the filthy casual games. What's Weatherbug? Free play. These things that you always see the ads for. What's this? Orange. Enables us to optimize the content experience throughout the life cycle of the device. It translates into a superior user experience for the customers. There's so many buzzwords. What is this? King. I guess King is one who made Candy Crush. So yeah. Wordle. The sentence just a buzzword. Yeah. It's all just buzzwords. Great auto AES and quality, but also our internal optimization processes more efficient. I chose an integral part of our growth strategy. It's all just buzzwords and generic stuff. But yeah, back to this guy's name. Egon Durbin. And who is the other guy? Both. I can't remember his name. Give me a sec. I think I can find it. There's his name. Another name to look up. Let's see, copy. Go over here. Paste. This guy, Rolf Botha. Both of these nuts. He was another person on the board who sold off a bunch of his capital. I wonder if I go to news. Is that going to be Unity? Nope, I'm not seeing anything from here. That's from 2017. I can try looking into more detail again if you want to know more about it. Yeah, the PayPal Mafia people. Okay. The former EA guy. I forgot his name, but he's another one who sold off stock as well. Yeah, so a lot of people sold off stock before this happened. And I can't figure out... Seems like at least some people knew this was going to be very unpopular. Sort by recent? Let's see. Do I have an option to sort by recent? Because I have news. I don't see an option to sort by recent. It only has 2 pages. Last one isn't even relevant. So, nope. How about this? Hold on. Unity board members sold off stock. Eurogamer, what you got for us? Fine, accept all cookies. Fuck off. Sold stock before development fees announcement, raising eyebrows. Up. Here's the EA guy. He sold 50k shares. 2,000 shares last week on the 6th of September. 50,000 shares total. Several others. Jamal Barzif sold 37.5k shares on the 1st of September. Around 1.4 million. Shlomo Dovrat. 68,000 shares. Around 2.5 million. Got any more names? I do not see more names. Okay, Kotaku, do you have any more names? CEO. Unity. Steve. Nope. Does not seem... Oh, inside trading. But it's not just them. It's also the other ones I mentioned. But they're not being mentioned for some reason. I know someone did. They pulled up an article. I just can't find the article. Oh well. So, alright, that pretty much sums all this stuff up. Yeah, so at this point, I've covered pretty much everything I want to cover. I'm going for almost 2 hours now, longer than I expected. So with that, I got other things I need to do. So with everybody, thank you for joining us, and I will see you all next time. Farewell.